Oh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never find our way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? Storm in the morning light, I feel no more can I say. Frozen to myself, I got nobody on my side, and surely that ain't right. Surely that ain't right. Oh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never find our way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? How can it feel this wrong? From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? Oh, can't anybody see? We've got a war to fight. Never find our way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel this wrong?
It's really beautiful. So I'm going to guess that the instrument playing those chords that everything is really built on top of is the Fender Rhodes. So the chord progression is... that happens twice, and then you get like the chorus progression, which is the... and then that happens twice. And I love how they open the track with just that. It's kind of like, literally, this is where it started. That's the impression I get. Here it is, laid bare. There's so much space, right? You have to be very patient in a way. And but the Rhodes they use is so gorgeous. The tone is just like amazing, and it reverberates for a long time. The one I'm using doesn't. And then the drums just come in. The drums, they're very like consistent. It's a really nice loop, and it doesn't draw attention to itself, but it gives everything that nice groove. It sounds, very 70s. You can almost probably actually hear like the vinyl crackle. It's kind of muffled lo-fi, but it's fantastic. There's some really nice ghost notes in that groove. Not sure where that sample came from. I'm sure we could find out. But I think the star of this song is the harmony and then Beth's melody. So they play the chord progression with these very open, sparse voicings. Just this like fifth, you get the minor third, and then they hold this one over and hit you with this, and it creates this really spread out sad minor chord with some kind of tension in it. And then this A is held, and it becomes the major third of this chord, which is functionally the flat 6 chord, my favorite. It's so pretty when it gets there. But we're not done. We're going to keep going down to E major, which is the dominant chord, and that gives it that sort of almost bittersweet, spicy, dramatic, harmonic minor sound. And then that repeats, right? But for this section, they start on the flat 6 chord. But instead of playing it like this, you're going to hear a little ba-da, which is so beautiful. And they keep that pattern for the next chord too. This is a gorgeous voicing. I think it's like suspended. Yeah. So add 9, suspension, and then back to just that raw open fifth. It feels very unforgiving there. But this is so tender, this part, right? And then sometimes it goes back here, but not at first. I think Beth's melody works with this in a very like kind of improvisational, almost bluesy way at first.
Oh, can't anybody see? Oh,
I love that.
can't anybody see?
So pretty to have it end up there. I don't know.
See?
Major third.
We've got a war to fight.
It has just some of that like, and then she does something. She goes, regardless of what they say. That just sounds like blues to me. But then the refrain,
Of what they say, regardless of what they say. How can it
how
feel
can it feel?
this wrong?
I want to point out something. You're probably feeling it. Is that this wrong has this like pain to it. And it's partly her delivery, which is so emotional, but it's also the notes she's choosing to stay stuck on. So she has the
How can it feel this wrong?
and it's not a wrong note, but it is a dissonant note. It creates this ninth or this suspended feeling. If you think of it in the context of a scale, like this is an A minor scale, this is the second. So it's just above where everything feels like you've come home and it's all finished, which is where this is. That's like home. So she's
Wrong, wrong,
she just holds that there.
this wrong.
She does it again.
In this moment, how can it feel this wrong?
Later on, they'll resolve at the end down to
This wrong.
and then that note isn't tense anymore and it fits perfectly in the chord. And I don't know if you felt that, like something just kind of locked into place there. It's a beautiful recontextualization of that one note. But this is the ninth. Ninths are just so, they're everything. They're incredible. And I love that instinct of hers to just kind of stay there. This whole melody is really dancing around it.
How can it feel this wrong?
Even when she goes like, feel, she's still like leaning on it, pushing on it.
Feel this wrong.
It's just really, really lovely. And then the strings are gorgeous. I don't think I really noticed just how powerful those strings are because the whole song has this, starts out very, very intimate and simple and sparse. There's not even a bass line. The Rhodes is low enough that it can provide like bass frequencies. So you don't necessarily feel like there's no floor to the building we're in. You don't feel like you're suspended necessarily, but when the bass finally does come in the second half, I really noticed it. I was like, oh, there's the bass. There it is. And it's really funky. It's got a nice rhythm. We'll look at that in a second. But before that even happens, the strings swell in it and it starts to create growth in the song. And so it starts out small, it gets bigger and bigger. There's sort of a feeling of climax, and then it slowly dies back all the way to just Beth and the Rhodes, right? The drums are even gone, and it's just so, I feel so lonely with her there, really powerful. The strings are going to be just playing different voicings, very rich, I would say, voicings for the most part of like A minor chords, and then this chord, what is this chord? E minor 4 with the tenor. And you can definitely hear the there's let's see. Oh yeah, and the wah guitar, is that what that is? Wow. Also doing these chords. But you notice they almost, seems like all the instruments are very intentionally, whoever arranged this, avoiding playing the G chord as an actual major chord. I'm not hearing that anywhere. Everybody's doing some kind of suspension like that, which is not a major chord nor a minor chord. It's agnostic, and it creates, I think, excitement and question and moves things forward. That's major. And then this, I think, is like a seventh chord, but like that. Wow, wow. I love that. The strings here are kind of just suggestive at this point. Now,
Can't anybody see?
very melodic. I wanted to point this out, that they are making this chord a 7th chord by holding onto the E in the strings. So pretty. So you can kind of just hold onto the E the whole time. You could be like... Again, no G major is being played. Just that A. Such a intentional choice to have the strings like let up there and kind of breathe. And you almost feel like maybe they're gonna go away, but they come back. From this moment, how can it feel? That high note's so pretty. And this. Those parallel thirds walking you back up to our home base. So pretty. There's the bass. So just kind of hitting it's going along with sort of the bass of the roads. Just right on down, but with this nice rhythm. But the second time, it's going to do something else. It goes. No, sorry. Now it's going to go up to. So it goes up to the 5th of this chord and then the 5th of this chord. It's just a nice like variation. It's so uplifting, right? How can it feel? Things are starting to see the strings start to go down in volume, intensity. Moment, how can it feel this and it's nice. This is like a bookend, right? I love the ghost notes on it. We've got a war to fight. Never find a way, regardless of what they say. How can it feel? What a great place to snatch the drums away from you. From this moment, how can it feel this wrong? All right, thanks so much for watching my breakdown of Rhodes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.